Hi, my name is Derek Easter, and I am going to be doing a presentation on our comprehension quiz number 2 for chapter 9. Um, in this comprehension quiz, we're going to basically pull everything together from chapters 4 through 8 in our book, Understanding and Teaching Reading Comprehension, our handbook. In those and in that, we're going to basically break down different things such as emphasis, the importance of different types of reading comprehension. You'll also hear me make references to different books, such as the Harry Potter series, the Little House on the Prairie, Laura Ingalls Wilder um, book collection, Dr. Seuss books, those different types of books, because those are books that I'm familiar with that I can really just remember. Obviously, I read more, but those kind of stand out to me from when I was a reader myself. So I'll make a lot of references to that myself. So we'll go ahead and get started here. The first slide is teaching the goals directly and constructing a mental model for the readers. And that goes. The first thing with that is helping readers identify a different emphasis. Basically giving them clues of what's going to potentially happen in the story, whether that be the title, like for instance with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. We know at some point and throughout the book, we are going to hear different references about the Chamber of Secrets. Also, on the illustration of the front of the book, you see Harry Potter riding on his broom through the Quidditch match. So you know there will be something about that. You'll also see the dogs, the three-headed dog that'll be in the chamber, protecting the chamber. You'll see the unicorn in the woods. All of those are different emphasis that'll let you know what is basically giving you clues of what's going to happen in the book for the reader. Um, Another thing when constructing a mental model is understanding the goals of a good comprehender. A good comprehender is not reading to just read and basically answer questions that'll be on the sheet. A good comprehender is reading so that they can further understand whether it be different words with word recognition, or if it's decoding different messages, different phrases. Those types of things are what good comprehenders are looking for. So that is definitely something that those are a few of the goals that good comprehenders are looking for. The goals of a bad comprehender, and you really don't want to call them bad comprehenders, but comprehenders that are just reading to get the answer. That's what they're basically looking for. Is if you have a question that says, what was Harry looking for in the story? The bad comprehender is going to say they were looking for the jewel in the chamber of secrets. So that's something big for bad comprehenders. The next thing is reading for a purpose. Um, and with reading for a purpose, uh, the important thing is the reader's perspective. Uh, with the reader's perspective is what they're going to read and what they're going to take in and comprehend. In the book, there's an example about a home buyer versus a home burglar's perspective. With the home buyer's perspective, what they did was they were trying to recall information about the living room being newly painted and the basement was damp and musty. Uh, when they read their information, opposed to where burglar, they were paying attention to um, information where the owners kept their valuables, as well as them keeping their side door open all the time. So that was a thing that's just those two different perspectives, because they're reading together information for two different purposes. Um, Another thing is reciprocal teaching to help reading outcome, and that's you getting feedback with your students. So when you read together with your students, for instance, with the Dr. Seuss books, Cat in the Hat, things of that sort, you want to ask them open-ended questions to get them, or them ask you questions so you can give them different answers and feedback, so it'll help with their comprehension. Uh, the next slide is basically about the purpose of all of this, which is combining the different methods, the different components, I'm sorry, that help with reading comprehension. That goes with inference. Like I said, that's just basically getting clues about what's going on and filling in the missing details. Vocabulary and background knowledge, grammar and cohesive ties, text structure, and comprehensive monitoring. As you can see here on this diagram, uh, for instance, text structure. Text structure is important. It goes into inference because it basically provides you a mental model. But also, what it does is it also is big in helping with vocabulary and background knowledge. So you have to, as you can see in this diagram, and I don't want to hit every one of them, but you can see in this diagram how they all play hand in hand, and they benefit with helping you in different components and skills for reading comprehension. The next slide is teaching students to set reading purposes. Um, excuse me. With this part, the importance of teaching students the importance of independent reading. You can read as a class, but again, you're not going to comprehend everything the exact same way. You never want to, you want to give students and readers their own perspective of a story, whether it be them, uh, visualization, or whatever the case may be, different phrases that they may remember. However the case may be, you want to make them you want to make it unique to them. That's also, like I said, and I'll use using the title and various illustrations as emphasis. So let's just say I remember the book Farmer Boy and the Laura Ingalls Wilder book, and that was actually about her husband when he was a child. He was a farmer boy, and it was on that title page on the title of the book was called The Farmer Boy, and as far as the illustrations go, it showed him doing him walking the horse, and it had a plow on it, which was something that him and his dad did every morning, where they plowed the field and everything like that. So that just gave you, emphasis about what was going to happen in the story. Then also the importance of active reading and reading comprehension. The basically who, what, when, why, and how. With these different components, these with you know who is the main character, you know what what changed the main character's mindset throughout what was the main character's mindset, when did the main character maybe go to town or something like that, or when did the main character have his first conflict in the story, uh where was the main character when something bad happened to them in the story. Why did this happen to them? How did it happen to them? Those are different questions that'll help you with showing the importance of active reading, and then getting students back on track. Is basically identifying the students' weaknesses, man. With identifying student weaknesses, you can help them become stronger. Um, Everybody has a weakness when it comes to reading comprehension. One of mine's uh, would probably be not necessarily emphasis, but comprehension monitoring at times. Mine gets off track at times. And then the last point is, assessing the scaffolding comprehension. And that's basically asking different questions that won't give standard answers. Um, you don't want to ask a standard question of, what was the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets book about. You don't want to ask that because you're going to get a standard answer. You want to ask about different scenarios in that story to give you more depth in your conversation. So these are just, all of this is pulling in everything together for reading comprehension for the students and for the readers. I'm sorry, I keep saying students. But that, showing that these things are very important. Um, Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Have a great evening.